I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no.
What does it do? Everybody out there, how are you? Heidi hi, Heidi ho. Welcome back to the show. It is I, me, Donte, Konnichiwa, and I am along with the co-host, Todd.
Yeah, what it do? It's your boy Todd coming at you, man. AKA the Black Bandit, AKA the best in the game, AKA don't leave me with your girl because AKA don't leave me with your mom because
Yeah.
Best in the game,
Yeah, I like the Black Bandit. That's a cool name.
All right, we're going to stick with that. It's your boy Tar, AKA the Black Bandit, coming at you live and direct for this week's podcast. I'm in 1,000% energy. You know how I am every week. Let's go. I'm excited.
Man.
I'm excited for this week.
Now I need to make myself a nickname. I don't know yet. It's got to be something that comes off the cuff, not something manufactured.
You already got a nickname. Your name
Inferno. That's true.
You can have you can have as many nicknames as you want, man.
I like my nicknames to be given to me.
You got Don. It's your boy Donte, aka the Don, coming at you.
The Don. Or Doc.
It could be Donte the Don coming at you. It's whatever, man.
It's whatever, man.
It could be both. Donte the Don, aka the Doc,
I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll just see what people say. And, this is another episode of Just the Tips.
Yeah, buddy. What is this? Episode 20 or something?
No, it's like 16. We're getting there. We're getting there. Almost to season 2.
Yeah, almost.
But we did some fun things this week.
Yes, sir.
This weekend, actually.
Yes,
we went to a convention, Fantasticon.
Yeah, let me get closer to the mic.
In Toledo. I got some pictures and whatnot I can put in the video. But we arrived at Fantasticon, there was a big old banner and stuff in there. And it was a smaller type of comic book convention.
Yeah, it was a comic book convention held in Toledo, Ohio.
Indubitably.
It was 2 days. And when you first got there, as soon as you got in there, it was 2 ladies at the counter. They said, if you go on credit card, go with me. You go on money, go with her.
Yep, I got a picture card, right there.
You get the card. And then, actually, I went credit card. You went credit card, right?
Yeah.
So we both went credit card. We went to the one lady. She gave us our bracelets. I'm bad with bracelets, so I couldn't put it on myself at first.
Wristband.
Yeah, wristband. I'm bad with wristbands, so I couldn't put it on by myself. So I was waiting for Donte to come, so I thought we could both put it on each other. But he was like, nah, I could just do this by myself.
Because I've had a lot of experience doing that during Halloween weekends. All my people at Halloween weekends I've worked at, that we would always put the wristbands on every day.
Oh, you guys got to do that every day?
Yeah, so they know that we're actually screamsters and not random people dressed up in costumes.
Oh, okay. So he put his on, so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be outdone by Donte. I can put mine on. So I put mine on, and then we went in. And as soon as you go in, the first thing I saw, I looked up as soon as I entered, and I saw the giant puff man from Ghostbusters.
Oh, yes. Hold on. I got that video. Yep, there he is.
So that's the first thing I saw. And then
Isn't he Marshmallow Man? Is that what his name is?
I don't know. I don't watch
there he is.
I've never watched Ghostbusters, so I don't know.
And then there's the Ghostbusters crew, and they had the little white car.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I took a picture. Cool. I took a picture with them too. Here it is.
I immediately turned right, and then I went from right, and I went all the way around. I did 1 lap around the building. Donte was with me. We were with each other the entire time, basically. The only time we weren't with each other is when we got lost, or I was talking to somebody, or you were talking to somebody, and it was like a one-person conversation. So then we did our 1 lap. They had a lot of cool stuff. We didn't buy anything at first.
Cloud over there messing with the chair. It's fine.
Yeah. We didn't buy anything at first. We were looking around trying to buy stuff.
I always like to do one lap around the whole thing before I buy something because I want to see what's all out there.
Exactly. And so there was some good stuff there, you know. It was mainly a comic book convention, but they had anime and pop culture stuff going on. It was an amazing time. We went around and we got some pizza. Then we left for a little bit and ate our pizza, and we was talking. Some people was talking with us. We took photos with some people.
So here's my picture. I took a picture with the Star Wars people. They had a Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, and the black one. I think he's part of the Sith or something.
That was after we got our pizza and stuff. We went to the art show.
Yeah.
We went to an art show after the first time we went to the convention. And so we went to the art show. It cost $5, and the guy at the door asked us, "How did you hear this? Or where did you hear about this from?" I don't know the verbatim of what he said, but that was basically what he said. And you said, "Hey, we saw it at the front. There was a poster talking about art show, so we came here." So we came there, and there was a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of beautiful paintings, a lot of different types of art.
I love talking to the people there. Everybody was really talkative with us in the art fair.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was a very different, like Donte said, it was a different
vibe.
Yeah, different. Well, yeah, we can go with that. Different vibe from the comic convention.
It was much more chill and calm compared to the Comic-Con.
They had live music at the art show, not the convention. It was a lot more spaced out at the art show rather than the convention. It was just all tight and packed.
Oh,
it
tight,
felt like
baby.
We were in I don't know, just like a cage because there was so many people there. I feel like there should have been 2 floors for the convention because it was so many people and it was so many stands and kiosks.
It was just in one room.
And it was all just in one room. It could have been 2 rooms. But hey, whatever. I had a great time. After the art show, we went back into the comic convention, and Donte took a couple pictures. We got our stuff that we wanted to get, and we went to go see a
costume contest.
A contest.
I got the picture right here. Boom.
A contest with little kids, and
a lot of cool costumes.
There was a lot of cool costumes, and there were a lot of cool entries and participants. There was this one kid, Iron Man, and he went up there. Let me backtrack. The contest was for little kids, and when it's little kids, they get nervous on the stage, and so a lot of the kids, they got up there and they just left. They got up there. As soon as they got up there, they just ran across the stage. Didn't even look at the crowd because there was so many people. They just went, "Hey, what are you doing? Back up. Back up." So they get to the stage, and then they don't even look at the crowd. They just go to the other part of the stage and they leave. But there was this one guy, Iron Man. He took the mic from the guy announcing the entrance of the contestants or the participants. And he was like, hey, everyone, I am Iron Man. And I was like, oh, that's amazing for a little kid to say that. Because you wouldn't think a little kid would say that. They get nervous in front of a crowd. So he was more of a toddler.
It was adorable.
He really didn't have that, that nervousness. So he said that, and I was like, oh, he's going to win. And then there was 2 other people who did the exact same thing. And that was pretty good too. If that was me, I would have judged them based off that, and they would have won off that. But
the Iron Man girl, and the Harley Quinn. I mean, the Iron Man boy and the Harley Quinn girl were the ones that stuck out to me.
Yeah, I was the last guy too. I like the last guy. He was big, so you really couldn't hear what he was saying, and I guess he was probably scared. He had the mic super close to his face. He obviously never done that before, and so if that was me, they would have won the first, second, and third, but. I guess they had actual judges, and the judges, I think they were basing it off of the costume, not how they were with the crowd.
Well, it is a costume contest, I guess.
Which is it's different because I would base it off how the crowd reacts to you. If you win the crowd over, you kind of won in my book. I mean, these are little kids also, by the way. So A lot of these costumes aren't even homemade. They're they're bought from Amazon or Walmart, Target, all these big stores. So they're not really
their own making.
Yeah. So I think they based it off of stuff that wasn't popular. So they had the first person who had one was like this mage dude. He had a red robe.
That was a pretty nice
and he
costume.
had like a whole bunch of skulls around his face, and it looked like it was two contraptions or two parts that clicked in, and that was pretty cool. The second one that won was the
Alien and the Predator.
The Alien,
they both won.
Alien got second place, and then the Predator got third place. And it looks like all of those were not hot in 2022. So they must have been like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!"
That speaks to me in my youth.
Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. I'll let you get it from here. I'm gonna put Cloud in the room because she's going crazy.
And another picture I took was I've never seen the movie Lost in Space, but they had this cool setup. Here's like a video of it right here, and there was a cool robot, cool little contraptions back in there and whatnot. And I took a picture with the robot, and here it is right here. Bada boom! So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, tell them about what happened. You thought it was in 1996,
but it was actually 1966.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh dang, that came out a long time ago. No wonder I never seen it.
And then he had like a nervous laugh, and then we left. Took a picture, and we left. That was pretty funny.
I also want to show you a little bit of the stuff that I got.
Oh yeah, there was this one girl I wanted to have a photo with. She was like a Spider-Man. I think she was Gwen off of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I saw her one time, and that's when we was going up the stairs.
Right.
And then I never saw her again. And I was like, dang, I really wanted the picture with her. And then that whole time I was just mad and sad.
You missed your whole chance.
I didn't get a picture with her. And yeah, that was my time. But other than that, it was pretty cool, man. I got some stuff too. But Donte, show him your stuff.
Okay. I got this Itachi light. I don't know if you can see it very good from there, but it's an Itachi light that's pretty cool, and it changes colors and whatnot. So I really like this one. It was only like $20. So there was that.
Are you tapping the different colors, or is they?
I'm tapping it. Yeah. Tap, tap, tap.
What do you tap?
And then I got this elephant picture from the art fair.
Okay.
How you like that?
Pretty
It's
good.
really dope. Got to hang this up soon. Probably today.
We could leave it right here. You leave it right here. We don't have to hang it up. We could just leave it like this. Bam.
And then lastly, my most prized possession from the convention. Had a boom!
Oh!
This Itachi poster.
Dang.
And it's like made with steel.
Yeah.
So it's really freaking cool.
Got it for the 50 ball.
Look at how nice that looks.
The 50 ball.
Itachi's my favorite character, of course, as you can tell by my shirt and the light and my headband. So I had to get it, man. You know, it's what it is.
Put it on your side.
But I'm going to be covering it up with my big old head.
Nah, it's fine. It's just there. All right.
And that was that.
That was our synopsis of what happened. What is it? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
We also went to go see our family and Donte's mom and sister and our granny. And that was a pretty cool experience.
And my boy Pablo.
And his boy Pablo.
Shout out Pablo.
Yep. Shout out Pablo. And that was our experience at Toledo yesterday. Good.
Jolly good show.
And on from that, on to your topic, sir.
My topic.
Donte's sports news assist.
Donte, play the music. No. There we go.
All right.
So welcome back to another episode of Donte Sports News Assist. I am your host, Donte. Yep, that's me. And we all know about this tournament coming up this month. Do you know what month it is, sir?
March.
And do you know what that means?
March Madness.
March Madness, indubitably.
With the NCAA.
With the NCAA PP.
Yeah.
So,
They wish.
I filled out this little bracket. And I want to make my predictions and show my predictions to you guys up until the Sweet 16, because then by the time Sweet 16 comes around, we're going to have another episode so I can show you the rest of my predictions. But I'm going to give you guys the matchups and give you like a little sentence or two of those teams. And it's going to be a good time. I'm going to try to bring the energy because there's a lot of teams.
Yep.
Oh,
dang, he's got the whole thing out. That's your predictions?
Yep.
Did you submit it?
Not yet.
Oh, you want to have another look at it? Go ahead and announce it for us, man.
But starting in the West, we got number 1 Gonzaga. This team isn't quite as good as last year as I entered the big dance with an undefeated record, but it's just as much of a threat to win it all thanks to the arrival of 7'1" freshman Chet Holmgren.
Whole script going on. Go ahead, man.
Gonzaga is an elite offensive machine. It returns Tim, and Andrew Nembhard as starters from last year's Final 14. The Zags run. They shoot at a 61% clip from 2-point range, and they are the best they've been defensively since the team that made the 2017 national championship game. And you know who they face off against? Number 16, Georgia State. They brought back much of its roster from a season ago when it was the best offensive team in the Sun Belt. It was also along the worst of the defensive teams. There we go. This season, that flipped. Nasomi is the heart and soul of this team. And Corey Allen is a go-to scorer who had back-to-back 29-point games in the Big South tournament to get the Panthers to this stage. You know, it's a tough decision, but you know who I'm going to go with? Number 1 Gonzaga. You got to go with the favorites on this one because they are number 1 for a reason. And then we go on with number 8, Boise State. Leon Rice guided the Broncos to a 15-3 Mountain West record, giving the Broncos their first regular season league title since 2015 and first standalone Midwest title in school history. Name to know, so this is the name that you want to know from Boise State, is senior wing Abu Kigab. He's the team's most reliable scorer and best in the lane defender, and they face off against number 9 Memphis, led by freshman Jalen Duren, who has been huge, and Memphis' defensive reputation has only increased in recent weeks. This team is a pesky one to play. Yeah. The Tigers are back in the NCAAs for the first time since 2014. Yeah. But guess who I'm going to go with on this one? I'm going to go with Boise State, and they're going to go on against Gonzaga in the next round. And now we move on with number 5, Connecticut. And while Cole commands the offense, the most important player is 6'9" center Adama Sanago. His interior presence, juxtaposed against small forward Tyrese Martin's shooting ability, makes UConn a tantalizing pick to make it to the second weekend. But will they when they go against none other than number 12, New Mexico State? Led by Chris Jans, the coach, his 26-6 Aggies have solid size for a mid-major and will eagerly defend the perimeter. Ooh, tough decisions. But you know who I'm going to go with? UConn to move on to the next round. All right. And now we got number 4, Arkansas. And there aren't many two-way players better than J.D. Note, who was second in the SEC in scoring at 18.4 points per game, and is nearly as good of a defender as big man Jalen Williams at 9.6 rebounds per game, an underrated big man nationally. But they are going up against number 13 Vermont. The Cats are led by 2 of the best players in New England. 2-time America East Player of the Year, forward Ryan Davis, and Feller senior Ben Shungu, a 41.7% three-point shooter, shooting lights out, hot, straight fire from three-point range. But guess who I'm going to go with on this one? I'm going to go with number 4, Arkansas, to move on to the next round. And now we got number 6, Alabama, known for the football team, but hey, maybe they got a pretty good basketball team as well. Bama thrives off getting to the rim and scoring. This team's flaw, however, is it is a poor team from beyond the arc, shooting just 31.1% from long range, yet it takes more than 22 per game. Why are they shooting so much when they don't shoot it well? Who knows? But now they're all going up against number 11, Notre Dame. Mike Bray's team has a potential first-round pick in Blake Wesley, a 6'5" freshman who now has the stage to show how good he can be. The Irish also have a veteran point guard, Prentice Hubb, who will be a key factor in determining how good this team can be Decisions. But you know who I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with number 11 to knock off number 6. And Notre Dame is going to move on to the next round, baby. Now we go to Texas Tech, number 3. They have the best defensive unit in college basketball, from what I say. And they're going off against number 14, Montana State. The Bobcats rank top 60 nationally in 2 and 3-point percentage. So the best defense versus a very good offensively shooting team. I don't know, man. It's tough. But you know who I'm going to go with? Texas Tech. Number 3 is going to move on to the next round. And then number 7, Michigan State. AJ Huggard has the number 1 assist rate in the nation, getting a dime. 46.9% of the time he's on the floor. A nearly 50% time that he's on the floor, he's going to get an assist. That's freaking crazy, a high rate. And then they're facing off against number 10 Davidson. And there's no Steph Curry on this team, but this Davidson group is the best McKillop's had since Curry was on campus. So hey, this is a very good Davidson team. Keep an eye out for them. And that is why I'm going to choose them to move on to the next round. Thank you very much. Now, we got number 2, Duke. Oh, good old Duke, coming off a loss against North Carolina in Coach K's last game in Camden Indoor Stadium. They let Coach K down, but maybe they can make it up to him by winning the championship. I don't know. We'll see. At its best, Duke is as good as any team in the field, of course. And they face off against number 15, C.S. Fullerton. Dedrick Taylor's Titans overcame top-seeded Long Beach State in the title game to make it back after a 4-year gap. My. You already know who I'm going to go with to win this one. I'm going to go with Duke. Yeah, baby. Duke is going to go into the next round. Now, that is one of the freaking conferences down. Now, we move on to the East. And now we got number 1, Baylor. The ongoing foot ailment of leading scorer L.J. Cryer is something that could prevent another Final Four appearance. But this is still a well-balanced team with solid athleticism, reliable defense, good shooting, and above-average guard play. So that's good for them. And they face off against number 16, Norfolk State. This team has been consistently stubborn in defending the three-pointer. So, a very good three-point defensive team. But you know what? I don't think it's enough. And I think Baylor is going on to the next round there. So, number 8, North Carolina. Oh, you gotta love NC after coming off that win against Duke. So much of what UNC can do is tied to point guard Caleb Love, who's improved nicely as a sophomore. And they face off against number 9 Marquette. The Golden Eagles were picked to be in the bottom 4 of the Big East. Yet here they are, passing expectations, of course. And I'm going to go with freaking North Carolina to move on to the next round and face Baylor. That's my pick. Don't wear it out. All right. And now we move on to number 5, St. Mary's, which is the most YMCA looking squad in the field. You can see them competing at any of your local YMCAs or rec leagues. And then you face off against number 12, Indiana. And Indiana's found a toughness groove and proved itself worthy of being here after winning at least 2 games in the Big Ten tournament for the first time since 2003. But for all that it's worth, I'm still going to go with St. Mary's to move on to the next round. Now we got number 4, UCLA. This team ranks 14th in offensive efficiency and 11th in defensive efficiency at Ken Palm. And then they face off against number 13, Akron. This year's Akron team will have a chance to steal a victory because it plays slow and gets to the foul line a lot. And that is why I'm going to go with UCLA because I think they're going to beat Akron. Sorry, LeBron, for them beating your freaking home team. But you know what? You'll be all right. You still got the Lakers. We'll talk about that later. And now we move on to number 6, Texas. Chris Beard's group was bounced immediately from the Big 12 tournament by TCU and now sits in a spot it could take advantage of. And they face off against number, what are they? Virginia Tech is number 11. Yeah, there we go. It's an easy team to root for, and one of the hottest heading into the NCAAs. So hey, they're on a hot streak. Do you think they can pull it off, Donte? Nope. I'm going to go with Texas to go on and beat Virginia Tech. Now we move on to number 3, Purdue. Defensive issues have plagued this team consistently throughout Big Ten play. The defense is so good, though, so hey, maybe. And they go off against number 14, Yale. The Bulldogs get their points in a variety of ways, but it's Azar Swain's ability to hit tough shots that gives Yale its edge against good teams. But I don't think it'll be enough, and I believe that Purdue will pull it off against Yale. Now we got number 7, Murray State, and they are at 30-2, which they have the best win percentage in the sports, so good for them. And then they're going off against number 10, San Francisco, who are in for the first time since 1998. That was almost the time I was born, way back long ago. Good for them to get in it, but I'm gonna go with Murray State, and they're gonna bounce San Fran out of the tournament. And then number 2, Kentucky. Kentucky got old, and wouldn't you know it, the formula works. They're probably the oldest team that they've had in terms of years played on that team, because they're always usually like a freshman team. But hey, it is what it is. And they're facing off against number 15, St. Peter's. The Peacocks rely significantly on their defense while having a bona fide low major star in Casey Ndefo. I think that's how you say his name. I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I can't go against the Wildcats, man. They are. You got Coach Calipari and all that. I think they're gonna win that one and move on to the next round. Now we move on to the other side of the bracket. We are moving into the South Side. South Side, put your hands up. Hoo. South Side. South Side. All right. So with the South Side, we start off with number 1, Arizona. And they hasn't made a Final Four since 2001. So they got a lot of history that they can make up for with a win in these next couple rounds. And then they go on against number 16, Bryant. At least that's who I'm picking, Bryant, to come out of the first 4. The Bulldogs are making their first NCAA appearance. So the program arrived in the Division 1 in 2008. So the first NCAA appearance, good for them. And now you got number 8, Seton Hall. It's won 6 of its past 7, but was out of arm's reach for 40 minutes versus UConn in the Big East quarters. And they're going off against number 9, TCU. This year marks just the second appearance for the program since 1998. And I'm going with Seton Hall to win that one and move on to the next round, of course. Then you got number 5, Houston. And after a Final Four run last year, Houston has a top 12 defense, but ranks 10th in points per possession versus number 12, UAB. The Blazers are a tempting Sweet 16 dark horse. Play loose, shoot the 3-pointer well, and never panic. That's the key, never panic. But you know who I'm going to go with? Number 5, Houston, because I don't think they'll panic less. Number 4, Illinois. Illinois was surprisingly unpended in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinals by Indiana. Perhaps that upset will get this team's focus where it needs to be. Freaking get your focus on, man. Versus number 13, Chattanooga. Thanks to an unanswered prayer by 5th-year senior David Jean Baptiste, the Mocs are the champs of the SoCon. Will the championship be enough for them to move on to the next round? I don't think so. I'm going with Illinois to move on to the next round versus Houston. Now we got number 6, Colorado State. Under 4th-year coach Nico Medved, CSU became a top 20 per possession offense and finished 2nd in the Mountain West. They're going up against number 11, Michigan. The Wolverines barely got into the field, becoming just the 5th team, not including 2021, to make the NCAAs despite being 3 games or fewer above 500. Who should win this one? I'm going with the one and only Colorado State. All right, on to the next one. Number 3, Tennessee, the best freshman backcourt duo in the country versus number 14, Longwood. The Lancers have 1 loss since December 22nd and rank 8th nationally in 3-point accuracy at 38.6%. Got some snipers out there. Boom, boom, pow. But you know what? I'm going to go with Tennessee still to take out those snipers. And then you got number 7, Ohio State. Shout out Ohio State. First, OSU is determined to make up for last year when it was upset as a number 2 seed by number 15 Oral Roberts, going up against number 10 Loyola of Chicago. Loyola? Dang, that's a hard name. Chicago is a 6-2, and it's 6-2 in its last 8 NCAA tourney games, including wins over a number 1 seed, number 3 seed, and a number 6 seed. So they are upset killers, man. I'm going to go with Loyola of Chicago to upset Ohio State. Sorry, Ohio State. Yep. Yep, the O. Dang. Number 2, Villanova. Jay Wright's team isn't deep, but this is a veteran-laden group that's not too big, not too small, and never beats itself. Pause. Versus number 15, Delaware. The Blue Hens are dancing for just the second time in 23 years. Doing so as the number 5 seed, 5-time out of the CAA tournament. Who should I go with on this one? I'm going with number 2, Villanova. Get it on to the next round. All right, now on to the last conference. I think that's what these are called. The Midwest Conference. I'm going with number 1, Kansas. The Jayhawks, who have won the Big 12 tournament by an average of 15.3 points per game, just dominating the competition, versus number 16. I'm going with Texas A&M to win the first 4 and moving on to this round. So Texas A&M, this group struggles on offense and may well be a good one and done, but it's teams like this one in particularly, who cherish their tournament run as much as anyone. So they're just happy to be here, man. And that's why they're going to lose to Kansas. Number 8, San Diego State. The Aztecs rank per advanced analytics as one of the 30 best teams in the sport for a 3rd consecutive season, versus number 9, Creighton, comfortably in the field and in a twist, sporting its best defense statistically in 2 decades. How about that? But you know what? Is that gonna be enough? Yes, it is. Creighton is moving on to the next round, all right? And then we got number 5, Iowa. They now rate as the number 2 defense in the nation, versus number 12, Richmond. Jacob Gillard is the NCAA all-time leader in steals, and Grant Golden is one of the program's all-time leading scorers. How about that? We got some legends up in this piece, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So I'm going with number 5, Iowa, to move on to the next round. Then we got number 4, Providence. For most of the season, Providence proved it was capable of ending on the winning side of close games. It's the blowouts that are the problem, however. And then they're going up against number 13, South Dakota State. They are ranked number 1 nationally in effective field goal percentage at 59.7%. Their 3-point percentage, 44.2%. And are 2nd in points per game at 86.7. They be scoring with the top freaking offenses out there, man. However, will it be enough? I think so. South Dakota State will upset Providence. How about that? I'm not always going with the favorites, okay? And now we got number 6, LSU versus let me talk about them first. The Tigers are a good man-to-man outfit that forces turnovers 1 out of every 4 opponents' possessions, versus number 11, Iowa State. ISU grinds out possessions, is a pest with its propensity to turn teams over. Good defensive team, and I do love me some defense, but I don't think it'll be enough. Now we're going with LSU to move on to the next round. And then we got number 3, Wisconsin, and their dude Davis at 19.7 points per game and 8.2 rebounds per game is an NBA lottery talent. So they got some NBA type talent on that team, versus number 14, Colgate, the freaking toothpaste brand, led by senior Jack Ferguson's range. The Raiders made 40.1% of their trays this season. Good 3-point shooting team, but Wisconsin is moving on to the next round. Then number 7, USC, who made the Elite 8 last year, versus number 10, Miami in Florida, not in Ohio. The U has an all-ACC stud in Cameron McGuss at 17.6 point per games and 4.8 rebound per game. You know who I'm going to go with? USC. Now the last game of the first round. Number 2, Auburn. The Tigers will try to overcome a daunting statistic. No national champion since 1985, when the field expanded, of course, failed to make it at least the semifinals of their conference tournament. So they got some demons. And then versus number 15, Jackson State, not Jacksonville, Jackson State, the only team in the NCAAs that did not win its conference tournament. Ooh, and that's exactly why I'm going with Auburn. Okay, that was the first round of my first round predictions. Now we're going on with the second round predictions, and then we'll leave the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 for the next episode. But now we got Gonzaga versus Boise State. I am going with Gonzaga to move on to the Sweet 16. And then UConn versus Arkansas. I got UConn moving on to the Sweet 16. Notre Dame versus Texas. Let's go with Texas Tech to move on. And Davidson and Duke. We got Duke to move on, of course. Then we got Baylor versus North Carolina. I'm going with Baylor on that one. St. Mary's versus UCLA. Almost burped a little bit. We got UCLA right there. All those letters really mess you up. Texas versus Purdue. Let's go with Purdue on that one. Murray State versus Kentucky. I got Kentucky moving on. Then we got Arizona versus Seton Hall. I'm going with Arizona. Houston versus Illinois. Houston all the way. Colorado State versus Tennessee. You're the only 10 I see moving on. Loyola Chicago versus Villanova. We got Villanova in the next round. Kansas versus Creighton. Can's ass is moving on. Iowa versus South Dakota State. Iowa, I owe you one, is going on. LSU versus Wisconsin. I'm going with Wisconsin. And then USC versus Auburn. I'm going to go with USC. So I got my bracket set up. Here's a picture of it right here. And this is what my bracket looks like so far. So I will talk about the Sweet 16 next week and the Elite 8 next week as well, and give you my predictions on that. You guys should really follow my bracket because I'm an expert. I did my research. Now I'm just playing. I don't know about college basketball like that, but I did some research from actual experts. So yeah, I got a good bracket, I think. Then that concludes my coverage of March Madness. I had 2 more things I want to talk about, sports related. So yesterday there was some big news. Did you hear about the big news there, sir?
No, sir, I have not. Unfortunately, what's the big news?
So the GOAT man, after saying he was going to retire this season, decided that, nah, I'm not coming back. After 40 days at home with his wife and family, he realized, this ain't it, Chief. I'm coming back for a season. So Tom Brady officially said, I'm back, y'all, for his 23rd season in the NFL.
Wow.
7-time Pro Bowl or 7-time Super Bowl champion coming back. He has unfinished business, he says.
Interesting.
That's crazy, dude.
Does he want more money, or does he want another championship?
Another championship. He wants to get his championship record so out of reach.
Is that what he said? Is that what it said? Or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying that.
Oh. Okay.
He says he has unfinished business, so that's what I'm assuming. Also, he's gonna set all his statistical records super way out of reach as well, such as yards, passing, whatnot, touchdowns thrown.
Well, that's good. Good for him, I guess.
23 seasons. That's 23.
Crazy. That is George's number. It's a crazy amount of seasons. 23, man. 23, man. 23. And that's LeBron's number. It was his number, at least. That's a lot of games and a lot of time to be putting on your body. Good for him, though. These millionaires. And speaking of another GOAT in another sport, LeBron James yesterday, he became the first player in NBA history to reach 10,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists. So that's freaking crazy to have at least 10,000 in each of those categories. That's unprecedented. Is he the first person to do that? Yeah. Wow. Exactly. Speechless. I was speechless for a second. I didn't know what to say.
That boy was lost for words right there.
That's amazing. Good for him, man.
So now he has 36,824 career points, which is third all time, 10,004 assists, which is seventh, and 10,150 rebounds, which is 39th.
Wow.
And he's on range to pass Karl Malone for number 2 all time on the all-time scoring list sometime this week. So that's crazy. Soon he's going to be number 2, and then all he has to do is pass Kareem to be number 1.
How many? You think he's gonna pass Kareem?
Yep.
Good. How many more seasons till his son starts?
His son is going to be eligible to get drafted in 2024. So.
He got 2 more years.
Yep.
He'll make it by then, right?
Yep. He said he wants to play with his son, so he's going to play for at least 3 more seasons.
That's good. That's good.
And if he keeps playing at this level, man's dropped 50 points in back-to-back games at 37 years old. Y'all don't know. Year 19.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know about that, though. Y'all ain't ready for that. But that's that concludes here Donte's Sports News Assist.